Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of the Foolsopolis here in City Skylines. But today, we are continuing the expansions of the brand new ore industry that we created in the last episode. We're gonna set up the ability for them to import and export a little bit more easier in that industry, mainly export, so we can sell the goods so we can make even more profit. Now, if you guys do enjoy this and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. But we're pretty much back, boys. We are here right now, and this is what we created. So we pretty much got the basic kind of setup of it right now. We have all the production built. Oh, hello. Why is this road this color? It kind of changes. Is all this ore spilling over or something in the sand storage? Maybe, probably, who knows. But we got all the buildings that kind of produce the raw materials in a way. We then have the worker barracks is just here. All the buildings that then turn it into goods, whether it's glass or metal. And at the moment, all they can really do is drive out of this ore industry across this huge bridge and then skedaddle on their way. We need to set up the ability to make it a little bit easier for them to get the goods in and out. Now, there's two things that we're going to be setting up today. One, a little harbour just here to be able to ship the goods. And two, we are going to be setting up the train line as well to get in and out. And also the train line's going to go across too, so things are about to get a lot more jazzy. Now, we already have two train stations set up for the cargo stuff. One at the very top here. I don't know whether to stick kind of one in the middle for these guys. I don't know if that would be a kind of a good idea. We got one down here as well, ready to get out of the region. Now, I'm thinking. I'm going to run the train line bridge on the left-hand side. It'll make it a lot easier to connect up to these guys. And then try and keep the actual connection here on this side for the ships. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think so. But first things first, we'll give them the ability to kind of get the raw materials down the hill to the production buildings. So, okay, if I was to throw in another cargo train station and I dropped it here, I don't know how busy this would become. So what if I did it like this? I came up by 5. What's all that? That's 44. And what's that down to there? It's 11. So 44... 33, that will be an 11, right? Yeah. And if I did it here instead, do you reckon that's a good idea? Because I've also got to try and bypass all of this. If I try to elevate this road slightly, then maybe I could do something about it. Oh, you can't elevate these roads, can you? Okay, I've got to change the roads up by there. But basically, oh, then again, I can sink this whole little section. That's not a problem. But if I just bring this to the side of it, just so I can work out my spacings, and then we'll kind of set the rest of it all up. So if I pick, let's say, I mean, it doesn't really matter to be honest with you, but if I'm running through there, let me just kind of anarchy this through so I've got like an understanding and an idea of where we're going to be taking it. So that's going to run down to there. I then want to set up a kind of a system running down this way. So I've had that going down to here, that going up to there, and we're going to try and get everything now pretty much all connected. So this would obviously run down to here, and this is where we then got to play around with some beautiful little designs. So if I did it, like if I just follow the 10 by 10 motion, that will be a 13. Ooh, okay, so 13. If I try and do it by a 3, then I can stick to a 10 by 10. There we go, and then we pretty much connect in. Why did you elevate for that split second? How dare you? How dare you right now? So just very simplistic, nothing too crazy. Now, I can't elevate these roads. These roads that I've been using, these little kind of side streets, they cannot be elevated at all. So if I elevated it with, like, say, a dirt road, it then turns it into a wooden bridge, which I kind of weirdly like the idea of that. I do kind of like the idea of it. It's different. I give it that. So I've got to do it on all the sections where the train line would run under. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So for the train line itself, then it's going to run down here, which the train line can actually be, you know, normal. This is then going to connect up. I don't know whether to do like a connection tool on this, just to get him shabamming right just here. So if I try and maximize it, if I do that, because then it won't cause the tunnel, and that's straight down to there. We'll bring this further up as well, and it will eventually connect in. I'll sort out all the elevation changes momentarily. I'm going to bring this out as well. That's going to also run with us. And then we technically need it to get connected down to here, but I'm also going to do the same thing here. We have that little bypass run here, which is the main connection. So bring you up to about there. And I need the right-hand side to connect directly up to this. So if I grab you to you, there we go. And we just, I mean, do I do it like this? I mean, it kind of makes sense to do it like that. But what do we lose? So we're elevated there. We're sinking down here. I mean, the whole thing's going to change dramatically anyway, so it makes no difference. So let me redo this then. So 21 is the number. So if I go to 15 and then utilize a 6, that there is a length for a train. If I do the exact same thing here, so we come out by a 15, then I go in by a 6, that works. I've just now got to sort out all the elevation changes. That's what I got. We actually might start seeing trains now being utilized because it connects down to there. Oh no, it actually doesn't connect down to here. Not yet, homeboy. 15, then by a 6. So bring that further down, and again a 15 by a 6. It should work out, technically. It should work out. So, right, let's get everything all set up then. Let's get everything all set up. So, it would be nice then if first things first, if I grab this point here, and if I drop it to the object height of, let's say, this train station. Oh, is that dramatic? I mean, it looks quite dramatically low. But well, this whole thing's going to be a mess anyway. So if I went there to there, right, which is fine, because I'm going to terraform the whole area anyway. If I went from there all the way down to here, so that should be a gradual decline. Is it too low? I mean, it is a mining area. We're going to like carve this out to the edge of the roads anyway. I just got to make sure that what we're doing is low enough for all of these bridges. Right, so if I bring this down a bit more. Okay. If I select you to about there. Change that. And then from here to about, you know, take it all the way. Because the whole thing's dipping down anyway. We have carved the space, the area out for this. We're going to kind of quickly delete that little bridge there. Some of this doesn't need to be carved down, but we'll kind of mess around with it once we terraform it a little bit more. So this itself, if I then apply this to object height of you, which is that enough? It's technically not enough, but the bridge itself could do with slightly raising. Same here. And then that is ideally a decent height. It almost clips it, but it doesn't clip it. So that's okay. So I'm hoping from that logic then, I can run this together, which works perfectly. Then from here down to... Well, actually, no, I can't even do that just yet because I've got to sink this down. So select both of these, drop them down so the wires go underneath. So that there is the height that we're going to be working with. Now, I wonder what it's going to be like running this up to here. How much does that change? So it drops it down a bit more, but that's the cool thing about this. This is what we're playing around with right now. So raising that up. We will do the exact same thing just over here then. So select that node. Select that node. I mean, I could raise the road, but it's going to feel like it's raised anyway going over this big drop. So from there to there, bam, and then from there to here, bam. Ooh, I might actually just bring this down. Just to kind of complement it. We can do some terraforming anyway. So select you and you and you. Drop that down as well. So it's just all about that fine tuning, boys. It's all about that fine tuning right now. Alright, get the road to gradually incline up on both sides. You to you. So the train line works. The train line actually works at this point. In terms of the spacing, the drops down and stuff like that. We just got to play with the terrain around this whole area. I'll keep that in there because it kind of looks pretty cool. And we'll see what happens. Now, right now, vehicles are starting to go to these train stations, which is really good to see. So let's play around then with the smoothing of it. So up the brush size. There we go. And we're going to try now and create this. It's not going to be like a cavern or anything like that. Like, I won't even say a valley. It's as if we kind of, you know, dug this whole area out for the purpose of the train. To let it run through. And there we go. The train is now on the move, boys. The train is now on the move. So we dug out this trench from the mining industry to create the train line to import and export all the goods. So it's part of the area. It's part of the area right now. So I'm just kind of smoothing in first the obvious bit towards the train tracks before I go up some of the wider hills. Right, bring you just to there. And how does it look for now? So I kind of like that it does kind of cut in within the hillside. I think it's pretty sweet. I think that's not too shabby, not too bad. I kind of like it. I really do. So we've already got one train tearing down, and it goes all the way down to here. And that, is that not, oh, that's only 100% full. Dropping all the goods off for the production buildings, which we then, I think we've already started to see it. I'm about to say, we should start seeing a really, really dramatically reduced level in vehicle usage. But the thing is, a lot of the vehicles in this area would have drove already out. So they've got to eventually come back. You know, like this vehicle, for example. So a lot of the vehicles are still on the way out. So give it a moment or two for all them vehicles that have gone to export to return. And then they'll start using this train system a little bit more. But still, it brings it down to here. If you want to export the goods out of here, you still got to drive it out because we haven't set any outside connections apart from driving just yet. So we've still got a few things we need to do, but that is a good start. We should see some vast improvements coming from this. I'm liking the landscape changes. It kind of all fits in. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So we're going to run then the train line out. And I'm thinking we're going to have the train line run just pretty much out in general this way. Because eventually it will connect to like over here. Because what I'll do is I'll kind of make this bypass and that turn in. And it'll kind of come across here, turn to go this way, and end up coming down to connect to this. But then we'll do a connection turning off to go across. So we've done something very similar like here, where this goes under, bends round, and then goes up and out. That's kind of like what we want to create coming from this way. So if we think about getting that set up then, and if I kind of cut through the middle. So where would this connect? A 12 by 10. I'll go with that. That works perfectly fine. And for this, I could literally bring it in a straight line under. Now, does it clip anything? Oh my goodness me, that is borderline perfect where it runs under there. Well, that's pretty sweet. So I'm just going to get it to run this way for now. But I do want to go down in this direction. I do want to go down in this direction. So we've got to find the actual height of this train right now. So if I kind of elevate this. Alright, if I do it through there, so elevate it, we're looking at about a 16 just there. And if I go about here and then just push it back by 10, And then from that, we will bridge it all the way across. Now, granted, it's not going to be the correct height to begin with. But we can definitely get it to that point. We can definitely get it to that point. So, I'll slowly bring it down to 1. And then to normal. And then we'll just sort out then the elevation changes. So, the highest points are looking pretty much about here, aren't they? Pretty much about here. So if I select you to be the object height of, for example, you. Oh wait, I did that wrong. Object height of you. Then you be the object height of you. And then, what we then do is, if I can even select it right now, is use the angle tool right now, just kind of build across there so the ships can go under it. That will then beautifully angle down to there, so it kind of creates that incline, and then do the exact same thing going down here to here. So everything kind of slightly goes up. It kind of slightly arches over, which is pretty nice. So from that point there to here, we'll set up a better kind of decline, incline, depending on which way you're kind of coming from. And then we'll eventually set the other side up. I'm just going to run this down first. Oh no, do I keep it plus 10? Because I've got to create something to kind of... Oh, that's the point. I've got to bring it slightly in a little bit and then connect it over. Or do I kind of snap it from there and then wiggle it that way? That's an interesting one, isn't it? I didn't quite think of it like that way. Well, not going to be much of a change there, but I'll just drop it down to that. So, for this side, if I wanted to create something like this, I don't have the space to bring it that way, so I'm going to have to kind of take it that way. But it means I've got to then do some kind of a wiggle, which, again, not a problem. It's all part of the funsies. So, if I bring that 5 there, I can do a 21, 21, to make sure that they're all connected. Yeah. Yeah. And yep, connected in both ways just there. So if I come up by another 5, so I know I've got a 10 line just here at the minute. Now, just for the fun, what would a connection look like? Like here. Just for the fun of it. If I kind of went as big as I can, or should I kind of go like... I think going at it like this will probably be the better option. And that naturally inclines it all ourselves. Which is not too bad. Oh, wait, I've just realised. Yo, Seniac, aren't you trying to accomplish a little harbour just here? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. How am I going to do that? How am I then going to do that? Because I've now kind of set this up. What if this turn off here went up this way and then in? And then... Oh, okay, right. I've got another idea. Right, scrap that for just a second. If I came up by, let's say, 10 more, and then I went for I mean, is this too much? A 20 by 20 bend? I could run this down to here, and then that's how we connect into this area. I mean, we're going to have vehicles having the ability to drive in anyway, but it just kind of gives us that additional option. So if I brought this down, I can have that then come over and drop down and then turn to then V into there. Is that getting too complicated at this point? Or then again, I can have it drop down directly to here and V into that. Oh, that actually works even better. That actually works even better, but... Alright, if I go here and just do a quick free. 21 by 21. Connection's fine there. It's fine there. As long as you've got the 21s, it doesn't matter how complicated it is and how close these runs are. As long as each of these here are 21, the trains will wait and there'll be no jams, no backlogs. They will wait their turn. So that it could still work. It could legit still work. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You don't know until you try it, really, do you? You don't know until you try it. So if I just quickly connect this to there, I know it's a little bit skew-if. And then with the angling, if I go from there and then select, for example, here. So that dramatically drops down the railway. So it gives us enough space still here for the ships to pass through. We have all this ready to rock and roll. I just then need to kind of create my little harbour, basically. So should I build it first or should I key wall it first? They're the tough decisions I now need to make. So, right, let me just kind of run. I'm going to go down by 10. Across just there. Just to kind of figure out my my bearings for a second. Because I can bend round to connect into a harbour, which is perfectly fine. Oh, actually, I'll start that again. Because I'm now just realising the spacing. So if I just went straight here to begin with. And just went across by a 30. I'll come down here by another 10. 20. A 40. And if I went for a 10 by 10 bend, and then treated this here, can I get away with a 3 by 3? 5 by 5. I'm just trying to end the key wall. So I could kind of like merge it slightly into there. I'm not a fan of what it's done just there. I'll go like that, just kind of edge it off. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Nah, I'm not feeling that. Instead, 5, 6 by 6. And just end the run just there. So for this itself, I could bring it down to a... I'll bring it down to here. I'm just trying to play around. Nine by 9. And I'll run it just to under. And then we just carve out of all of this. We have the cargo section just there. Train line run directly in. Roads connect to it. No issues, right? No issues, he says. Right, I know I'm going to have to redo some of this wall because it's not all going to play out right. But we'll do what we can first. So let it all kind of fall away from us. Bring that brush size down. So we'll only go as far until the water, or till the land below drops away. And then, if I quickly pause, I've got to delete you. I've got to delete you and you. And then redo those key walls real quickly. And then the terraining. There we go. Right, that works. That works. So I'll wait. I might oh God, I just realised I've just gone a little bit too far here, haven't I? I'll wait now for the water to all come in, because it will cause a little bit of flooding. It will cause a little bit of it before I can place the rest of it in. But I'll take a look at where we can run this then. So eventually, I mean, I'm not going to redo the train line now. But eventually, this highway here will kind of connect to this. And then what we'll do is we'll have the train line run parallel with that highway connecting to it. So I can get it to run then parallel with this. It will then run parallel with this highway, which will connect down to there to connect the train line to there. So that will come up and over and run down this way rather than cutting through here. And this will kind of join this as the like alternative line. Now, for now, I don't have any option to kind of get them connected. We have a cargo line here, cargo line there, and they all kind of disperse from these two lines here right now. I could add this in to there, and it will kind of end here, which then that kind of defeats the purpose of the cargo ships, because the cargo ships could do that. But they could also bring it there to then ship over to there to change lines. Or I just completely set them up onto one of these lines just for now, just so they work. So my options are right now is to get them all connected. So I've got the option to kind of connect it to outside of the region or into the rest of the area, which could eventually be hooked up to the airport. But also with the cargo shipping, it's going to connect it to both of these ports anyway, and then drop it onto either line. So I don't want to, have two routes going to the same area, because that defeats the purpose. But yeah, this is what we'll kind of do. So if I do a 5, 21, that's a 20. What am I doing? 21. Okay. Alright, do another 5. And then 10 by 10. I'm going to raise it by 10. 10 by... Well, keep it to 10 anyway. So 10 by 10 going across there. So I'll run this first over to here. Now, this eventually will be all deleted again. This will eventually be all deleted. So there's no stress there, mate. Alright, just bring you down to here. We'll run this all the way up. And we'll just quickly get some type of a connection. There we go. And I hit it there, 41 by 32. That's fine. I'll run with it. It's completely fine. Now, all that does is allows us to transfer over to that side, which allows us to go directly to the cargo section just there, or through the rest of the city. Now, could I connect to the right side? All that will do is literally drag it out of the area. But I can go to out of the area anywhere else anyway, running from this line anyway. So for now, let's keep it to that. We will just keep it to that. Right, there weren't any flooding by the looks of it. That's pretty good to see. So I'll bring this in. We'll get this train line tearing up and over. So I'll bring it to there. And then that coming up 8 by 8. There we go. So that works perfectly for us as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook this road and set up a one-way system. So we had the one-way coming this way down and then in and then out that way. Maybe the better option. Probably. So the road itself, the one-way system, we'll do the cargo road. And how far away is it? It's a 17 away. So if I stick it out by 7, then I know it's a straight 10 by 10 bend. Is it a 10 by 10? I think it's not perfect, is it? The answer is it's not perfect. I could go for like a 14 by 14 here. So keep it like that for now. I probably will eventually change it all up. I'm not liking how it all bends, to be honest with you. That's a 14 by 14. No, it's a 14 by... Yeah, well, I did a 14 by 14, I should say. 8. 13. 14 by 14. Just got to flip all these around. You then get the same jazz going on. Right, I did unhook all that, so I can quickly upgrade it. So now we have more connections. So they could still export outside of the region via ships. Ships going to sail out. That's perfectly fine. The train line is just another extension to consistently go a little bit more further. So this whole ore industry right now has been transformed. Transformed to be a little mini powerhouse with the amount of production it's going to be creating. Now I did say I should maybe add a bunch of roundabouts to all of this. But I'm thinking, now that we've heavily reduced the traffic, I don't think we're going to be needing any roundabouts, to be honest with you. I mean, I can fine-tune some of the lanes, and I think that's probably as far as I would eventually want to take it. But a lot of this stuff is looking pretty good. We still have a lot of vehicles coming in and out, but again, it'll be interesting to see how much that now changes. We have an actual train now skedaddling out of here. Where is it going to be going? We'll try and fast forward. Is it leaving and going across the bridge, or is it going to the ships? It's probably more than likely going to be going across the bridge. I don't think they would have computed any routes to the cargo area just yet. But here we go. Yep, it's skedaddling out of here. And vice versa, do we see any of them coming in? Not just yet, but, time will tell, boys. Time will tell. So we'll see how this now improves. Now, how much money is this ore industry making? At the moment, 21,000. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Eventually, it'd be pretty cool to bring passengers over here. I know we have the passenger line ready to kind of extend, which we definitely need to do it because obviously no one lives over here, and we got all these workers. We've got 3,800 workers. So having a passenger line through all this rural area and connecting up to there and coming back across this way would be very, very beneficial because it will eventually connect up to the rest of this when it all kind of loops around the rural section. So we've got it all planned. It's all planned. It is all ready to go. And there's 2 trains now leaving again. So we got the options, to train the goods in here. They can drive in here. It's no problem. It's no skin of our nose. Oh, damn, actually, we got 4 trains leaving right now. 5 if you count the one behind as well. And they're all getting ready to skedaddle over the bridge. I assume they're going to be. Oh, no, that one's going directly to the cargo harbour. So we know the routes are working there. There's so many more trains coming down. Look how many more trains there's coming right now. That one's going across the bridge. Okay, it's just train after train at the minute. Train after train. That one's going across the bridge as well. So once I see a ship leave that harbour, then I know that harbour's all pretty much working. This one here is now going across the bridge as well. But guys, it's just train after train after train at the moment. This is ridiculous. So, I've just realised I got a bunch of trees in here. So trees, be gone. There we go. I wish it kind of deleted trees if once it knows they're underwater. That would be kind of handy, wouldn't it? So, yeah, vehicles using this, all good. We get the odd one or two use this, but this will get more used when we kind of start to extend up into the mountains a bit more with this industry. So with all these additional exports then, I'm hoping we start to see this number slowly increase. We do have to do the specialized industries as well that utilize the metals and all the glass. Oh, that train's coming in to here personally. Where have you... Oh, you've come from Springwood. You've come from outside of the region. Interesting. Which I expect a lot of ships... There's actually 2 ships now on the way. Oh, coming from the cargo hub. So this has come from... Oh, this is... Wait. Wow. Okay, that's come from the farming industry. That's interesting. So it shows you how important eventually having that train line connecting up to both sides would be. Even the highways eventually connecting too. That second one has come from outside of the region. Interesting. See, it's all happening now, guys, isn't it? It's all slowly happening right now, and hopefully we're going to see some big money being made. Oh, there we go, 31,000 coming in. See, that's even higher than what we previously seen before. That's really good. That is really good. Something as simple as just connecting that up can make a huge difference. It can make a huge difference right now. But we still got lots of things that we do need to squeeze in anyway. I think we've got some garbage issues right now that we do need to kind of advance with. We still need to kind of sort out all of this. And I think adding in maybe another train stop here would probably be a good option. So if I added another cargo just there, and if I kind of get it set up to where it almost looks like it's running parallel with the rest. Delete you. Delete you. We'll connect it up ourselves. So this might be like another great alternative way. If I kind of bring it down to there. Yeah, if I connect it straight like that. And if I just quickly paint... Is it? No, it's not sand I'm using. It's this kind of... this here, isn't it? Yeah. Paint it all in so it all kind of fills in the gaps. Just cut that back just there. Nice. Just so we can utilize stations both sides. That will kind of help that little area out. But yeah, this does still look a little bit overloaded. And I think it's because like they're trying to get goods from here to over here. So that becomes like the shortest route. I could get rid of this and then make them all utilize these two, but it might mean I might start overloading the roads. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But there's still many other little areas, like I need to get something over here implemented to maybe kind of like connect the train line, somehow kind of dropping some goods off then, like a nice little train yard. That will then take away from this, because the closest one to them then is over here. So I'm just trying to take away a little bit from each of these areas as we bring goods into the area in general. But we'll see how it goes. There's no stress right now. It's not crippling us. It's not any problems. I do have garbage issues as well. So, where do we currently have garbage plants? I'll drop a couple down of these large recycling centres. Right, we got a couple just there. We got a couple just over here, which we could utilise a little bit more. We have a highway connection here and here. Again, I can utilise. So I'm thinking dropping one there, one there, one there, one there. So they can utilise the roundabout to skedaddle, hit the highways, get out of here. That will only very slightly increase our capacity. It won't do too much for us. But we definitely need to kind of place more around. I'll spend some time at some point going through all the utilities all over again. Because just doing them like that, I'll kind of like just freely place them and not really put them in strategic locations. When I've got a bit more thought process on that, we can sort things out. So now, as more money keeps going out, we're still making some decent cash, which is what I like to see. That's what I like to see, and hopefully we should start seeing reduced vehicles entering and leaving the area. Now, this ship is about to go out. It's then transporting to the cargo hub all the way over here. Very interesting. And we are starting to see a lot more vehicles driving in here too. So we got to figure out where them vehicles are coming from and see if we can try and utilize a train line for them so they don't have to drive all the way over here. And also, we need some alternative options for the cargo that can ship it all in. So this is where I might need to extend and build, widen this canal system going all the way around. So I can then bring cargo ships down there. Finished off that run as well. So they're not just heavily overloading these two harbours, basically. But it works out pretty good. It is working out pretty good. I'm impressed with it so far. I'm interested to see where we could potentially extend it. But we do need to spend some time on sorting a lot of this stuff out. Like finishing off the highways, the train lines. Because it then, once I connect this all up and this train line, it might then really change how we transport the goods. Because then they can export the goods on the train line potentially this way to get over to this side, rather than transporting via ship to there or the train line down to there to get all the way around to get back on itself. Things will definitely change. They definitely will change. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen. So, if you guys do enjoy this, want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new in here, then make sure you do subscribe. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, good.